Hello, Sean. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Greg Logan. I am partners with Steve King, and he filled me in on a conversation that you and him had and a little bit of the history on your company and about your two different websites. So, what we wanted to do is we wanted to shoot you a quick video of analysis that we've done on your two websites and just kind of point out some of the stuff and discuss some of the things that we would be doing for you. And just to let you know, we're both very excited about having the opportunity to come in and work with you here and make some changes and get that phone ringing and see if we can get some fresh sales coming in for you for 2016. And we both enjoy what we do, and we absolutely love being able to come into an industry like this and pretty much just dominate your competitors online and get you up there and get you above them in the rankings. So let me start off and kind of just give you a little background about myself on the top of the website development and SEO industry that we're involved in. I also own a couple other businesses, and one business I happen to own is in a similar field. It's in the disaster restoration industry. Know if you're familiar with the name Service Master. If you are, you're kind of familiar with what we do, and I own a couple of those franchises to where we do restoration and disaster cleanup. And so I'm familiar with the need for the 24-hour service and getting access to large generators and dehumidification equipment for some of our large water restorations and fire damages that we deal with. Um, so I do understand kind of how that works. But let me point out some of the stuff here on the website. As you can see right now, I've got pulled up 911cool.com. And a few things. I noticed like on your home page here, you've got approximately about 250 words. When we build websites or when we come in and we take over clients' active websites to do SEO work for them on a monthly basis, we absolutely go in and we load up a lot of pages with a lot of authoritative original content because that's what the search engines like to see. Typically, like on the home page, we go no less than about 1,500 words, and then each additional page about 500 words, and take it from there. One thing, it doesn't really come into play from some of the tests I've ran on your sites, but typically you don't want to have numbers in your domain names because in the industry, in the search engines, typically when there is numbers in the domain name, those domains are usually related back to spammy websites, which is a big no-no and affects D-ranking. Now, I've checked and ran a couple of tests on both your sites, and you're not getting penalized in any way for that, and you're not getting D-ranked, and there's no spam websites being connected on backlinks with yours. But just a little bit of information for you. Another thing is you always want to connect the brand with the domain name. So, for example, like the 911 Cool, on your home page here and on your about page, you it's a good idea to have very simple statements that we are 911 Cool, and so on. Just connecting the two. Um, but let me kind of show you. A few of the different tests that we've ran on a couple of the different sites here, and I'll show you. For example, over here, this is a software we use. You can see I've ran 911cool.com through it. You currently right now have a trust flow of 0, citation flow of 0 over here. And where these numbers typically need to be is about 20 or higher. ideally up in the 40s and 50s, but 20 or higher. And you want to have a ratio, ideally a 1-to-1 ratio here, and you never want to have more than a 1-to-3 ratio between the two. On your other site, bear with me here while it pulls up. Let's run a little bit slow here. 911logistics.com. You can see on this site, you've got a trust flow of 10 and a trust flow of 27, or a citation flow, excuse me, of 27. So that one's looking a little bit better than the 911. Cool. And then I know Steve had mentioned to me some of your competitors, Spot Cool Inc. Being one of them. Of course, then along with Sunbelt and United Rentals, which I'm very familiar with, obviously Sunbelt and United's because of the service master industry that we're in. We typically deal with them on a regular basis. But when I go over and check your competitor Spot Cool here, spotcoolers.com, I assume is the one you was referring to, you can see they've got a trust flow of 23. They've got a citation flow of 31. So they're both up over 20, and they've got a ratio that falls within that 1-to-3, which explains why they rank pretty good. I did do some research on them, saw they got about 40 locations across the country. Another thing here, I'm going to come back to this in a little bit, and I'll explain to you what it is if you're not familiar already, but like referring domains here, you can see they've got 172 referring domains. We go back to your 911 logistics, and we go down to referring domains, you've got one. And I noticed that one happens to be a picture image on a website for sport fishing. And we go back to your 911 cool referring domains, you've got one there also. And not to jump all over the place a little bit too much, but on referring domains, what those are backlinks or PBMs. And what they do is some very, very important factor when it comes to ranking your sites, because they're basically they're votes from other websites out there that are very credible websites within the search engine's eyes. So what we do, myself and Steve, we are part of a mastermind group across the country. There's about 1,200 of us strong that's formed a group. They're individuals that specialize in this, and it gives us extremely strong buying power. So what we do is we go in and bid and purchase on expired domains that have been around for a very long time, and they have extremely high trust flow and citation flow numbers. And what that does, that says those are very good, credible sites within the search engine's eyes. And we purchase those, and then we connect backlinks back to our clients' sites. Basically, it's like putting turbo, or let's just say nitrous, onto your site, pushing you on a continuous push towards the front of the rankings. And remember, like I said, your one competitor, SpotCool, you could see they have a 174, for example, um, which explains why they do so good on some of the search rankings. Okay, so let me kind of jump over here to just a general Google search that I had pulled up here. What you can see here, for example, and you may be familiar with this, I'm not sure if you are or not, but for example, I went in here into Google and I did portable AC rentals in Miami. Okay, well, anytime we're dealing with Google, what you'll find is at the very top, you'll always have paid ads. There typically will average 1, 2, or 3 paid ads up here. What these are paid per click. means Google charges a fee, and it varies sometimes, $10 on up to, depending on what industry you're in. Some of these paid clicks can be as high as $100+. And that doesn't mean that the consumer even goes through and calls you or you make a sell off. It just means they click on the link. Okay, that's paid ads there. And as you can see in this uh, instance, mobileair.com is running a paid ad right there. After that, you always get into your maps. And what this is referred to in this area is called the 3-pack. And going back 6, 7, 8 months ago, Google had the 7-pack, which was a little bit better than this, and than a 5-pack, and now they're down to a 3-pack. There's different things that we do in the SEO industry to get you placed here within the maps, and then below here, which starts what we call the organic searches. And I'll kind of go over what's what. But underneath the 3-pack, you get into, you always have 1 through 10 of your top search results for organic. Okay, now when I was talking about the backlinks there, or referring domains that we talked about there, that we come in and tie in to give you some turbo boost there. That helps you out in the organic here. Doesn't really have much to do with getting you on the maps, but gets you down here on the organic sections. And ideally, what we want to do for our clients is we want to get them up here in the high rankings in the organic, and we also want to get them within the top 3 on the maps when possible. Now, when we're talking about a big thing with the map placement, let me switch over to another site here and show you something we use. Okay. What places you on the maps is citations, and I'm going to give you a short version of citations. What citations are basically online directories that are giving you recognition that you are a true, legitimate business. You're up and running. Okay, you can see I ran your 2 sites through here. Um, Spot Cooler Southeast. Right now, you currently have 51 citations. Logistics Solution Services, you've only got 9 citations. If we go over here and we look at View Source, let's just go to Logistics. I'll click on this real quick and kind of show you what those are. It's running a little slow here. Bear with me if I can get it to open up. Okay. All right, here it goes. You know what? Let me pause this video here for a short second. Let me get this pulled up here. Okay, sorry about that, but I got it pulled up now, and as you can see, the 9 that you have here, Facebook, Yelp. There's a few of them here, but these are the 9 that you have under that site. Your other site, like I said, you have 51. Click on them here. Hopefully, they pull up quickly. They did in this case. We go down Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, MapQuest, Business, Florida.com, Local Yahoo, City Search, White Pages, Newspaper, so on and so on. Anyways, give you an idea, part of our service when we come in and handle your monthly SEO. Another thing, what we do is we go out and we submit each one of these to hundreds of online directories. And what that does is the more of those you have, the higher you move up in the map pack. Obviously, you have to be Google verified also, which it's one thing I did not confirm, but by looking through your citations here on both of them, I do not see your have ever been Google verified on either site. So we would need to get you Google verified. And then once we get you Google verified, then at that point, then we start the submissions for the citations. Again, like I said, we do it to a few hundred, typically about 300, 350 is what we want to see those numbers at. And by doing that, by getting the numbers up there that high, that just leads you right up to the front of that map pack and typically can get you in the first 3 spots of the map pack. Okay, now what I want to do is real quickly shoot over here Of course, this is your other site. Again, want to point out virtually no content on here at all. Again, I went back through, I don't know, the first 40, 50 pages of Google on both your sites, and I didn't find you ranking anywhere. So I would, my assumption would be that both your sites are probably buried back pretty deep in Google. Let me bounce over here. I want to show you. This is another software. What we did was I ran both your sites. You can see this is 911 Logistics. What I did was I ran this through a spam tester just to see how it rates. As you can see, it says high trust rating. Site looks safe to use. Both your sites did pass that. I want to let you know that. Also, this gives me a little bit of history on your site. By looking at this, I can see, this site is 4 years, 207 days old. You can see this particular site's not registered to you. I don't know if this is a partner of yours or not. Then if I go here, I can show you where I ran the other site through here. And again, it tested out, no spam connected. So what'll happen is if you get with a bad SEO service, a lot of times what they'll do is what's considered black hat SEO, and they go in and they get some of those backlinks like what we're talking about, but they're spammy backlinks with extremely high numbers, but typically they're connected to like online loans, online gambling, stuff like that, and it will get you ranked very quickly, but it's a very short-term thing. Usually within a few months, the search engines end up hitting it that it's a spammy website. The what they call them, the Google bots, catch that within Google, and you get deranked very quickly, and you can go from page 1 or page 2 about to page 500 overnight. And but you can see 911 cool, again, tested, it's safe, there's nothing there to worry about. Again, on the age on this, I see this is very old, 13 years, 132 days. I can see it's registered to you. Website speed is very fast. And I believe when I looked into this one, if I remember right, I think it was hosted through GoDaddy. If I remember, yeah, GoDaddy is who it's hosted through. Okay, next thing very quickly, I want to take you over to another software we use. This is an analysis software. It's about a 15-point inspection software we go through. First thing is I've got you pulled up 911logistics.com. You've got a score of 47.6 through our analysis software on a 50-point inspection. I'm not going to go through every single thing on here. Let me just kind of go through. I'll point out a few things. And I guess I should back up here just a second. You can kind of see, let's just very quickly go through here. You can see there's basically 3 categories. That pass, there needs to be improvement, or there's some errors to be addressed. Okay. Going down through here, keyword consistency, it needs some improvement on. Again, that kind of goes back to there's hardly any content on there. There's something needs to be addressed. They found 8 images on here, but you got 7 ALT to deal with. They're empty or they're completely missing. Your text to HTML ratio is 6.5, which is extremely low. Indexing pages need to be worked on. Your XMLP sitemap is completely missing, and that's, by the way, that's missing on both of them. That's something that needs to be addressed. Here's something that's very important too. Mobile friendliness. Back in early summer, late spring, Google made some changes. Long story short is basically your website, as far as ranking and stuff, is basically on a scoring type system. And what Google did was more than 50% now of consumers are using mobile devices, being cell phones or tablets, to browse and search through your search engines. But Yahoo and Bing again, it's Yahoo, Bing, and Google, obviously, are your three main search engines. And Google has a 80-some% market share out of the three. So when we're referring to search engines, of course, all three matter, but Google is by far the main one. What Google has done is they are giving a preference, a very high preference to mobile-friendly sites. So some of the older websites out there that used to be ranking very good, a few months back, they've seen some major changes, and they dropped back pretty far in the rankings just for simply not being mobile friendly. Um, on here, your mobile friendliness only came up to a fair. It is touchscreen readiness is not there as far as your buttons to push through for links, such as push to call support and stuff. Font size you can see down here. It didn't pass. Mobile viewpoint didn't pass. Mobile speed was slow. So this kind of, again, I don't want to get into every single thing, but I just want to give you kind of a brief overview of of course, not everything we would be working on, but just a quick touch on some of them. If we do 911cool.com, had a lower score. If I remember right, it came up at I think about a 38. Let's see here. Again, this is running a little slow. Looks like it's going to start to load now. And let's let it. And here I tell you again what I'm going to do, why this is running through and doing the analysis, because it looks like it's starting all over. I'm going to pause the video real quick and we'll come right back to it. Okay, here we go. It loaded. Yeah, you can see 37.8 on your 911cool.com. Again, some of the areas were some of the same things: keyword consistency, ALT, index pages. It's only indexing 4 pages on there. If I remember right, this you got one broken link here. Found that on there. So you've got a code of 404 showing. Again, your XML sitemap is missing again on this site. We get down here into mobile friendliness. This is poor. It didn't pass at all for mobile friendliness. Again, some of the same things on the other one. Again, I don't want to go through every single thing. Okay, one of the last things here, let me take a second kind of show you here. Here is, this is one of our businesses that we own. I'm going to go in here to, this is a Google search page. This is a limousine business in Chattanooga. So as you can see up here in Google, if we was in Chattanooga and we wanted to rent a limo, we say Chattanooga limo. Several things you can do: Chattanooga limousine, Chattanooga limousine rental, rent a limousine in Chattanooga. Several different ways, but what I want to show you, point you out again. This is our business. You go down here, as you can see, what I was telling you on the map thing. If you look right here, Chattanooga limo. This is us right here. Also, you can also see the 5-star ratings. Actually, we got 4.8, so it's rounded up to 5-star within Google. Again, if we're handling your SEO, that's another thing we handle for you, is getting you reviews, and a lot of reviews, positive reviews through Google, and also Yelp is another review we do. We go down to the organic searches. Right here, you'll see ChattanoogaLimo.net. We are number 1 in organic. We're number 1 in the maps. If you go over to our site here, I want to show you our contact forms. Main reason I wanted to go onto this and kind of show you. Here, a free instant quote. Reason I want to show you this, I know you had contact forms on both your sites. We get you up and get you ranking. We are getting a consistent daily phone calls coming in for some price quotes. I just thought this is something we may want to drop into your site as well. And what I mean by that is we have a a very unique, exclusive coding system on this contact form. And I'm going to give you a quick demo of this and show you why this is so powerful. I'm just going to do this real quick. You can see, okay, we want to request 4 hours, number of passengers 1 to 5. I'm just going to go in and do this very quickly. Fill this out, whatever the date we want. Let's just say 02. Okay, here. Sorry about that. This is freezing up on me a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a phone number. I'm going to go ahead and put in an email. And what I want to show you real quick is now we've had this point, we're demonstrating a consumer simply wanting a quote. And what you'll see, I filled this in, email, get my instant quote. Now, what I want to point out to you, from the time I've hit that, what's happening right now is this code is sending a phone call directly out to the number that we have connected to it. And within about 20 to 45 seconds from hitting that, here in a minute, you should hear my cell phone ring. And what that's going to do is allows us, while the consumer is typically still on the website browsing and looking for pricing, it generates a phone call to us without them even knowing that it's happening in the background, gives us the chance to simply step in and have the option if we want to connect with the call or not, because it'll simply say push 1. There you can hear my phone ringing. If I answer the phone,
press 1 to be connected with your lead.
Okay, what you've heard is it gave me the option to press 1. Now, if I would press 1, what would happen is the system would automatically dial that consumer back at the number they entered. Again, all this taking place in about 45 seconds, excuse me, while they're on the site there, giving us a chance to step in and close the sale. Because if they're on the website browsing us for a quote, if they're on your website browsing you for a quote, and they do fill that out, they're going to simply continue to go on and do the same thing on your competitor and so on and so on. So it gives you a chance to step in and close the sell. Now, on top of that, with that phone call coming in like that, what's happening right now, I'm also receiving an email that just tells me that I had that lead submission form submitted. Now, if I would have went ahead and pressed 1 to call that customer back directly, what would have happened is they would hear a whisper on the phone telling them this call may be recorded for training and or quality purposes. And what it does, it records the whole conversation and then sends me a second email with a recording of that conversation. So I have it documented, everything that took place in that conversation, and the quote. Very, very nice feature for anyone in the service industry. So again, I'm sorry this took so long. I hope it's some useful information. I want to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm going to go ahead and shoot you over this video in an email, let you take a look at it. If you have any questions, please feel free to get back to me. You can reach me at 614-679-8237 or reach out to Steve. And if not, probably within a day or two, I'll probably follow up with you and let's kind of discuss what our next step is to kind of get things moving in the right direction here for you so we can get that phone ringing. Sean, again, thanks for giving me the time for this, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you.